Yo, 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 what up, boys? How it going? How it be? I hope everybody having a good new year. We starting a new thing. We doing 30 days of streaming. I'm committing to a bare minimum of 3 hours every day. Now, we're actually aiming at 6 hours on average per stream. Maybe a couple longer 8 to 10 hour streams. But worst case scenario, I've got a lot going on in the day. You know, all I can fit in is 3. We're doing minimum 3 freaking hours for the next 30 days. Counting today means we'll finish on January 31st. We'll do our last stream January 31st. And then we're going to take a look back. I'm going to do like I'm gonna make a YouTube video, make a like 30 days of streaming, how'd it go type of thing, and like do like highlights and stuff. It'll be cool. But yeah, that's the new plan. That's what we're up to. I'm in like a small mode right now. What's going on with that? I'm supposed to be boom, big baby, huge, bigger than life. For real skis. Oh shit. Also, we're gonna go back to an old format I used to do. All right, so I started out like my favorite way of doing things was World of Warcraft with reacts at the same time. Like when I was, anytime I wasn't super engaged, which is pretty much most of the time that you're playing World of Warcraft, it usually doesn't take a huge amount of focus. I'd be doing, I'd have a video playing in the corner and I'd be doing a reaction to it at the same time. Then I decided to split those two things up and I stopped doing World of Warcraft as much. And then I did just a lot of just chatting, react stuff, Twitter scrolling and whatnot. Then started doing hardcore World of Warcraft again. Now we're actually going back to the original form. We're gonna continue our hardcore WoW grind. We've made it to level 21 so far on this latest life. And we're gonna do reacts at the same fucking time. So hopefully it'll be cool. Gotta hydrate. Gotta hydrate. Okay. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got for the day, boys. Keep it rocking and rolling. No bullshitting. Yeah. We got this video. She quit computer science to start OnlyFans. I've been meaning to react to this one for a while. With all the Christmas and New Year's holiday stuff, I haven't even streamed it all in the last 2 weeks, I think. At least almost 2 weeks, something like that. Anyway, now that we're locked back in, I can finally go ahead and react to this. This is one I wanted to do a fresh react on, so I haven't watched it. So I've seen the original vid. This is Asmongold talking about it, but I've seen the original vid. And I think I might have actually done. Now that I think about it, I think I might have actually done a react already on this one. I think I might have got the Abba and Preach react at one point. I don't know. I'm not sure I did that or not. I did watch the Abba and Preach video. But we're going to do the Asmongold one now. Come at this from the final angle, I feel like. This will be I can get out the thoughts I've, developed after having after contemplating this for a while, / get yet another perspective on it. So yeah, this would be like the final. All right, let's put it out there thing. I don't know. Words are hard. All right, let's get my fucking big head back to small head. Boop. And nope, that's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. We're playing the game. Okay. I'm autopiloting into reaction mode, just straight reaction mode. We got to get the game rolling, bro. So we're doing both at the same motherfucking time. I so remember how to work OBS. I really do. I promise. So do. It's for real. I'm for real functional. This is not in any way, shape, or form a lie. Yeah, there we go. We got the game rocking. Which automatically restarted music, which we don't need to have going right now. Where is my music? Oh, here it is. Alright. About to wrap it up in the Barrens hopefully today. Leave this fucking dusty shithole. Because fuck, dude, I hate this place. It's so garbo, bro. So garbo. Almost died to Silithid bullshit the other day. Yesterday. Because if you know fucking down like this area, I think it's the Field of Giants. Yo, Happy New Year, Techie. Yeah, in the Field of Giants, there's these freaking they're supposed to be Silithids, but they don't use the Silithid models you find in the rest of the damn game. They use like these scorpions and these grubs and these like little baby like swarm beetle things. Anyway, all of them have gross mechanics, just horrible shit to deal with as a squishy character. The swarmers freaking just summon swarms like every few seconds to add an extra enemy to deal with that'll interrupt your spell casting. There's the, I forget what they're called. So swarmers make the swarms, and then the creepers drop eggs, and the eggs will summon more creepers, I think it is. I don't know, I never let them hatch, but I know they're like a serious problem if they hatch. Anyway, they're just full of like nasty mechanics. It's a super saturated area, and they damn near got me killed yesterday. Chill, bro. Chill. You're gonna run the meme in the ground at this rate. All right. So yeah, we're doing that. That's the game plan. We're about to lock the hell in, get this damn thing wrapped up. I need to make sure I make my dang food and water first. And while I'm doing that, we can start this motherfucking video. Oh, 1 second. One last thingamabob. Because otherwise I'm gonna get myself all confused. Wait. That made the browser go away. Okay, there we go. All right. Then why did you do it? Yeah, you picked a PhD. Duh, that's how that works. Shit. Yeah, like, this is a real person. This is well established. Techie, are you in middle school?
I need to get closer.
Yeah, it's a very black and white situation with these people with AI versus not AI.
I need to get closer.
I'm sorry, what? I mean, yeah, you just want to wear this shit. Yeah, that's working for somebody else for you. That's how that works. Well, I feel like the volume's a little high. I think this is a problem. Let's bring the volume down. I think we can go down even a little further. Yeah, no, you're definitely not. Not good recognition. Too low. True. Don't live for other people. Yes, but will they be a good partner? That's the thing. I mean, karma's a real thing, bro. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that. That's like saying that, I mean, it's not quite the same thing, but it's surprisingly close to being the same. It's like saying there's a normal guys that will marry a hooker. Like, no, that's not true. That's just, like, have you talked to people? I don't know a single guy, and I have quite a few male friends. I don't know a single, not a single one of them would be in a serious relationship. Now, they might have sex with, but they would not be in a serious relationship with somebody who does OnlyFans. And then you step outside my circle, like you could talk my family. I don't have a lot in common with a lot of my family, but I know them and I've talked to them enough to know that like no one in my family would do that. So that's family and friends. Personally, for me at least, that I like no one I know would do that. Anyone that I've had any kind of remotely, you know, relevant conversation with in my entire life, that's a guy, has definitely, you know, give me the kind of responses that would make me believe they probably wouldn't either. Like, maybe I just live in, you know, a weird corner of the world, but I doubt it, bro. I'm pretty sure most guys are not taking a relationship with an OnlyFans girl seriously. You got to be out of touch with that one.
I'm out of range. I can't cast that yet.
Yeah, people have to be realistic. Yeah, that shouldn't be a big deal though. I do definitely think that living most of your life doing a job you hate is definitely not it. So in that sense, I agree with her. But like, oh, I don't have all the money in the world to do whatever I want. Like, yeah, like that's gonna be most people. Like, you don't need to be, insanely well off financially and just have fuck you money to live a good life. A lot more about living a good life is about actually doing things that bring meaning, like that, make the difficult moments worth it. That make it feel like there is something more than hedonistic pleasure to live for and to exist for.
Isn't ready yet. Too far away. I'm out of range.
Yeah, there's no getting away from having to answer to something or someone.
I can't cast that yet.
And a different type of content. Well, you'd still have to meet a quota. You have to meet whatever quota it is that helps you meet the financial goals you have. Unless you're saying that you're already going to produce so much of it because you just want to, that you won't be beholden to a quota. But the same thing could happen in the academic world. If you're just really enjoying what you're doing, you could overproduce past the point of a quota to where you never worry about that quota. Like the idea that you're going to be not beholden to something or someone is ridiculous and childish and naive.
I'm out of range.
It depends on you biologically, but yeah, sometime around there ish.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Not very many, but yes, that is true. Finally made it to 80. Fuck. It was the thing? Oh. I think there probably are. I mean, isn't Amaranth kind of a MILF? Like, isn't she like in her 30s? We're gonna have to Google that. I'm gonna see where Amaranth falls into the age brackets.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Let's see. I don't know. I think it's with the U. Yeah, Amaranth. Amaranth was born in 1993. Okay, that makes her like 31 years old. Yeah, because 7 plus 24 is 31. Unless she's born between January 1st or 2nd, then she's already 32. But point being, she's above 30, and she's like one of the biggest, if not the biggest, like, you know, female, like, made it off of her body type of chicks on Twitch. True. True. This girl was supposed to be like really smart. Like she's like doing a PhD for like, I don't know, computer science or something like that. And like had YouTube videos that were supposed to be about like pretty like thought-provoking stuff from what I understand. Again, I haven't really like looked into this in any real detail, but that's what I remember hearing. She does not sound that very intelligent, to be perfectly blunt about it. Like she really does not. She sounds like she has not been able to like, maybe able to just have chosen not. Anyway, it doesn't sound like she's put any real thought behind these life-making decisions that she's doing. Like, she sounds extremely naive. Like, and I know she's young, but oh my god, bro. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. I think maybe
I'm out of range.
I think maybe pursuing an intellectual career was probably not the right move for you anyway. And that the reason people are watching her on YouTube doesn't have anything to do with the topic she's discussing. That's kind of a vibe I'm catching at this point, bro. True. True. Stop worrying about credit and glory if you're actually doing it for the, you know, love of the thing, of the pursuit.
That's still recharging.
True. Yeah, she's definitely just like trying to convince herself of a decision that she's making, and it's probably entirely a monetarily monetary motivated decision. 'Cause this is not the kind of thought process you have whenever you're like legitimately weighing options, because she's speaking negatively about two different aspects that are opposite ends of a spectrum. So it's bad in certain ways that are, you know, in terms of like you not having autonomy and not having you know, motivation to achieve goals by, you know, receiving reward. But then she's also was just talking about how, well, you know, maybe she won't be motivated doing the OnlyFans thing because she won't have the ability to achieve goals, you know, and be benchmarked against people. So she's like, it's bad to be benchmarked against people, but it's also bad if I'm not benchmarked against people. When you're saying both things, that's the kind of thing that reeks of rationalizing rather than actually coherently analyzing. I hate when people talk like that. Yeah. Yeah. The finances aren't worth it. I don't think it's actually a good idea. I definitely think it's not. Morality exists for a reason, and it's not just abstract things that people came up with randomly.
I need to get closer. That spell isn't ready yet.
I think it generally does balance out. They would just fixate on, because of the way society is built, they fixate on only, you know, certain things being important and other advantages not really mattering, and therefore, like, it doesn't actually balance out. And, you know, if you have to struggle financially, then your life is just plain worse than somebody who doesn't have to struggle financially, regardless of practically any other details. Like, it's just very black and white way of looking at things that people have that make them think that the world is unfair. It's really not unfair. It's actually pretty straight up, pretty fucking fair most of the time. Dude, all these resists, bro. Dude, you can't just resist every time. Jesus.
That spell isn't
RNG was crazy right there. I tell you what, talking about RNG. God damn. Alright, come on, man. I just need this one freaking item to drop, bro, and then we can stop messing with these asshole fucking quill lores that are over fucking level. It's just these ones that are this far over level, man. The other shit's very manageable, but these ones are the ones I'm down to in terms of this quest. I have two of the 3 items, and this one fucking item, you can face these guys. They're either 24 or 25, and when they're 25, they're 4 fucking levels above you, and that's just a bit much.
still recharging.
Bro.
I can't use that yet.
Yeah, fuck off. we got it to drop. Thank God, bro. Talk about hitting the wall. Not wrong.
Well met.
Well, not all. Not all. Well, I gotta see. Was that me or him? In terms of that notification noise. Yeah, that was him. Well, now you tell me. Chill, bro. It's not that big a deal.
That's still
True. Yeah, it doesn't matter progressive or not. Oof. Actually, okay, if it comes at like the extreme expense of their own well-being, like they're literally freaking, you know, gonna die of a sickness or malnutrition or something, then yeah, I feel you. But other than that, yeah, most people live a happier life. They look back in their life and are more content with how it went if they find real meaning in what they're doing rather than be overwhelmed in a sea of hedonistic pleasure seeking, no matter how well that pans out for them. That's just how humans work, bro. Me? Okay. It's a real shallow look at the world, but okay. Ironically uses the phrase "come to Jesus" as he preaches a amoralistic view of the world. That's true. I'll give you that.
I don't have a target.
It's not uniquely female at all. That's just typical person logic. That's true.
That's still recharging.
Yeah, just because you're incentivized in a choice becomes more likely doesn't mean that you didn't have the choice. Fucking duh. You do it too. Most guys, at least, maybe not that guy. Most guys would, if they could. They just don't have the same opportunity for the most part.
It's still recharging.
You don't have to talk down to somebody to disagree with their choice and to think that it's amoral. Like, I have friends that would rob you given the opportunity. Well, they're not my closest friends that I spend a whole lot of time hanging out with, but well, actually one of them kind of is, but he would be less likely to rob you if you were just a normal person. But if he knew, anyway. Point being, I've got friends that do some immoral shit. I don't hate them for being less moral than I strive to be, but I don't condone their actions, and I do think it's, sad that, they're caught in, such a negative perspective of the world that they live that way. Absolutely. You don't have to freaking look down on people and think of them as less than you to think that they're doing the wrong thing and that the life that they're building for themselves is, not great. Feel a certain amount of pity for them. Like you don't have to look down on somebody for that. You can still respect them as a human being, appreciate them, have a positive relationship with him. I don't know why that seems to be such a difficult concept for people to grasp. Not true. Not true at all. Do you have the respect to somebody who has a lot of power? Then you, by extension, have some access to that power. We live in a social world. We're a social species. Respect is absolutely a currency. Now, is it the most reliable currency? No, absolutely not. But it is a form of currency, for sure, that can be one of the most powerful you ever have. So, that's just naive saying that it's not. You shouldn't live your life trying to earn other people's respect. You should care far more about how you want to live your own life and, adhering to like higher principles and whatnot, and being true to yourself. Like these are definitely far more important than what anybody else's opinion of you is. But to say that like people's opinion literally doesn't matter, well, it literally does. First of all, you provided a certain value, I'm sure, that kind of helped outweigh that. But also, you talked about before, like how some of the more influential people in the game, like, didn't fuck with him, and he, like, got pushed out of guilds and shit because of his behavior. Like, what are you talking about, dude? It's a real sad outlook on life.
That's still recharging.
Well, while those people often are more driven, and being more driven in general will make you more successful at achieving the outcomes that you seek, you know, whatever those outcomes that you seek to achieve. So in that sense, you're right. And in the sense of being, you know, greedy, will greedy people end up with a lot of money? Sure. Usually that's the case. Now, there's a tipping point where eventually you just completely destroy yourself with it, but generally, yeah, they get more money. But it doesn't equate to having a good life. Regardless of how good somebody's life looks from the outside, and doesn't necessarily mean anything. But yeah, that's a topic that I understand why like very few people ever like grasp very much. It's just because I mean you have to really be able to I don't know, use your imagination. You have to really be able to look at things in a very non-standard way to imagine that somebody that has a life that looks like nothing but great to you isn't actually living such a great life. True.
Recharging.
Very much so. With 10 of 15 on the excavators, we're done with the foremans.
Too far away.
We gotta dig rat.
Target something first.
If you're a good person, no, a good enough person to your family that you earn that from them. You could be alone because you're a hateful fuck and you mistreat your children when they abandon you, but yeah, one sin does not ruin your life and make you, you know, hated by everyone in the fucking world. That's absolutely true. He lives in a sad world, man. That worldview is pretty depressing. That's not necessarily true. You're the one talking about the world being unfair. And you're freaking talking against one of the most like surface level unfair things there are. A lot of bullies never face any repercussions for it, at least not in their early life. Not while they're in school, while they're doing the bullying.
That's still recharging.
What the fuck? It's not a turn I expected to happen.
I can't use that yet.
Yeah, you don't have to be that stupid though. You can bully somebody more anonymously. Or not necessarily anonymously, just make them too scared. Dude, come on now. Just come on. You're only preaching about this from the angle that you are because it helps your argument. Like, if he thought about this, and I think he probably even already realizes it in the moment right now. If he was being 100%, he would admit that bullies get away with it all the time. It's not that hard. Yeah, that's I'd have to agree. All right, can we get this guy? I don't know if we can, man. I'm about to be risking it. We have an escape plan here? Fuck, dude. This is about to get fucking crazy.
I'm out of range. Isn't ready yet.
Okay, let's see what we're doing here.
I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
This is what cooldowns are for, baby. Cooldowns and potions, boys. Cooldowns and potions. That's how you get it done in this bitch. Fuck out here, boy. Fuck out here, boy. What you thought? What you thought this was, huh? I really need to not be playing with my life so much. I've come through for all freaking die. I have to start over now, but I wanted this dude. I didn't want to have to come back. I didn't want to have to find to get help. I wanted to just get this fucking done, bro. I really did not want to have to fucking goddamn come back at a higher level. I just wanted this to happen.
I can't reach that.
So we fucking did it. We motherfucking did it, son. It might have been too risky, but we got away with it this time. Dude, there's like one dig rat though, bro. Well, there's two. There's two spots it seems like where you can get a dig rat. Which is ridiculous since I need 8 of them motherfuckers. I just gotta wait for hella respawns. That doesn't seem fair. That hardly seems fair. Go ahead, get me another little bit of water made up. Oy, 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 oy. Alright, what else we got going on? What's our next video going to be? I'm tabbing out, and I really shouldn't be. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Oh, this is bad. I didn't realize this guy here would spawn.
Closer.
Alright, we sheep him. We need bandage. And we'll be alright. Oh, this fucking fire is burning the fuck out of me. God damn it, bro. I'll fucking wait a while. I don't give a shit.
I'm out of range. I can't use that item yet.
This place is tricky, dude. Why did we not get the other dig rat? What happened with that one, bro? What the fuck? Dude, this is bullshit. This is some grade A bullshit. Alright, how we... I think we finished, yeah, we got all the frickin' dwarves slain that we needed to slay. We're just down to fucking dig rats. Hopefully, y'all aren't hearing me munch. I'm snacking. Dude, I have no idea. You gotta kill the prospector in the back. They do ask me where the merc journal's in. Oops. There you go. My bad.
I can't carry any more of those. I can't carry any more of those. I can't carry any more of those.
I have an unconscious one, but where? I don't see one in my inventory. Oh, for real? Oh, I'm so stupid.
I can't carry any more of those.
This is so stupid. Alright, we're up to 5 now at least. Stupid mechanic. Sometimes when you go to loot them, you have a fucking you get an item that instead of getting the item that you need, you get an item that makes you spawn another one to try again. It's unnecessary. Like, it doesn't add any extra to everything at all, it's just a chore. And a really minor one at that. Like I say, it's just completely unnecessary. Let's look at our kill command. Slash tar dig. Six of 8. Torch toss is so fucking annoying. 15 fire damage every 3 seconds actually is not insignificant at all. it. I didn't need the kill on him anyway. Just need him to not be alive standing there. I'm probably legit not gonna start up another video until I get out of this fucking death pit that I'm in. This place do seem dangerous, bro. This could turn south on me at any moment. Fucking excavator, bro.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Yeah, we had to pop the potion. It's gotten too dangerous all of a sudden. Those respawns, bro. They'll get your ass. Now I'm down to one fucking potion.
That's still recharging.
I need more pots, bro. I'm gonna release another one of these fuckers. And another one.
That spell isn't ready yet. I don't have a target.
And it ran. Because the shit was still on cooldown and I right clicked it, so I smacked it, which doesn't do enough damage to kill the bitch. Stupid fuckhead. We're down to one more dig rat though. And I'm pretty sure I know where to get it. How far do you fucking run, bro? That guy on the left is scaring me.
I can't cast that
We can
yet.
eat through this goddamn fire bullshit. Torch toss is effective as fuck though, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Not only does it fuck up my ability to bandage, but it actually does like a significant amount of damage itself. Why is it all Thormans right now, bro? The Thormans are the ones I don't want to have to deal with. Oh yeah, at least one more frostbolt off.
That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.
Yeah, I just eat and drink every time. We're gonna stay topped off in this freaking hellhole. Yeesh. I went started off well, but not end well. I thought for sure I was going to get him to run, but no, he kept shooting. Caused him to do 2 more spell hits than I expected. It's alright, we're gonna get through this bitch. Alright. Ooh, big rat. And we got an unconscious one. Alright, let's carry this fucker out. Pretty sure he inevitably drops an actual pelt. Which means as soon as we get out of here, we can set him down in the safe zone. And farm him until he drops a fucking actual pelt, and then we're done. Also, plus 1 fire spell damage? Hell yeah, we want that. 15 armor versus 7 armor, so an 8 armor upgrade. More than doubling our armor. Bruh.
I can't cast that yet.
Bruh. Oh my god, bro. This is so annoying. Holy shit, the RNG here. Finally. Holy fuck.
Hail.
6 vials of nitrates and 6 bundles of wood pulp and 6 samples of sodium nitrate.
Ancestors watch over.
I don't remember doing this quest.
Yeah, what do you want?
This makes you go inside the cave.
Glad I
I
could
don't
help.
feel like doing that. I don't feel like doing that. Alright, let me do a thing real fast. Alright, there we go. Had to fix that shit. Oh yeah, then we gotta find our video. We want... That seems like a good one. Cool. Cool.
CNN accidentally commits treason? What the f-
CNN recently ran a segment of them allegedly rescuing a prisoner left in solitary confinement for over 90 days.
The guard makes us turn the camera off while he shoots the lock off the cell door.
What?
Damn.
It's still not clear if there is something under the blanket.
Oh, it moved. Is there someone there?
Kick it.
Is someone there?
No, it's not. Hmm? Never mind. What's he curled up like that for? What the
You
hell
stay
are you
warm?
doing? Lay on the fucking... Lay on your blanket. What are you laying on the pavement for?
He
Probably
tells
migrated
the
in his
fighter
sleep.
He's from the city of Humps. The cell for 3 months.
Okay, you're okay. You're okay.
He clutches Bernard tightly with both hands.
Does anyone have any water? Water.
Okay.
After 3 months
Wow.
in a windowless cell, he can finally see the sky.
Ooh, picked up a healing potion. Needed that. Wait, no we didn't. That's just nitroglycerin.
Now, this would be seen as a triumphant moment in journalism
Yeah.
if it wasn't for the fact that they just freed a notorious torturer.
There's a good chance.
What? No, maybe do a little homework, son.
Ah, shit. Well,
Well, indeed.
As the New York Post reports, the seemingly innocent prisoner has a long history of alleged war crimes. Part of the forces that were
oh,
known to
by the way, like those Syrian prisons, I talked to somebody who has family there. Man. That's some dark shit. Like, if you thought we had it bad over here,
Still recharging.
like with the way our prisons, nothing. Like, they have women there having kids in the prison, and the kids are in the prison, born into jail, like fucking Bane from Batman. And those are the ones that are lucky. Other ones, they just kill the kid.
Jesus.
It's brutal.
torture those who refuse to pay him off, also ending
Yeah.
civilians in their civil war in 2014, as they also make note of how he didn't quite look like someone held in solitary confinement for 3 months.
Yeah,
which is
that's the thing is, like, usually if you're in that confinement, maybe, I don't know, like...
just the seasoning on top of the treason they felt the need to self-snitch on. As even before
Yeah.
the whole "you're rescuing a torturer" reporting came out,
Wow.
absolutely nobody was buying the story of "we turned the camera off and shot the lock off a cell door, then zoomed in on a random blanket."
That's the thing is, like, I feel like shooting a lock off of a door like that is super dangerous, and I don't think that
Yeah.
anybody would do that. Like, you'd probably use an axe or some sort of bolt cutters.
You probably use a
mega
welding thing.
dangerous. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
and like, if you're using,
torch.
because if he's using a military weapon,
A fucking torch.
like, I'm not. Yeah, a key, exactly. Bullets are very persuasive. Yeah, the lock will get scared and it'll open before the bullet gets there. Ricochets can kill? Yeah, they can.
Only to suddenly discover a civilian was cowering underneath
A
with
civilian.
perfectly clean clothes and somewhat recently groomed, stating he was in a windowless room for 3 months, but goes outside and immediately looks into the sun. This all sounds ridiculous until you realize it's CNN, which is pretty on brand for them. As I covered the
So I was thinking about the looking at the sun part too, because I was thinking, would his eyes not be able to adjust because he'd have been in solitary confinement? That's the first thing I thought of. But I actually don't think that's a point because they had light inside of the prison. Yeah, like, I mean, he could have had light inside of the prison. It's just that he hadn't seen the actual sun itself. It's a windowless cell? Yeah, but that doesn't mean there's not a light in the room.
I need to get
Last
closer.
time, that specific CNN reporter got caught up in nonsense, where she was reporting from a war zone, ducked down on the ground from a massive barrage of rockets.
Hi, John. So forgive me, I have a slightly unelegant position, but we have just had a massive barrage of rockets coming in here. Not too far from us, so we have had to take shelter here.
Only to seconds later show people casually walking around in the background.
Yeah, okay.
To which she was being confronted over her reporting.
Where is your humanity? Where?
Still recharging.
Where is your humanity? You liar! You
Damn.
liar!
And wasn't the only CNN
Somebody needs to hold these people accountable because they're misleading an entire nation of people in misunderstanding what is happening in the world. And that misunderstanding translates into voting preferences that ends up killing millions of people.
True.
I think there needs to be a degree of accountability for this.
We listened to some L takes from Asman last
It's really
one.
bad.
He's starting off strong with some W takes on this one.
Propaganda is insane.
journalists to be ran off the street.
You are not welcome here! Supporters! CNN! CNN!
Fucking base.
CNN treats world events like the tabloids cover celebrity gossip. What they report doesn't necessarily have to be rooted in truth, as long as they make it look some.
And you gotta keep in mind, that guy's educated. Because anybody that's over there, like, and knows English too, like, that's not their native language over there as far as I know. It's like, these people are educated.
Unbelievable to the lowest information viewer, as they treat their viewers like goldfish.
The people who said he was a Hitler lover weren't Democrats, they were Republicans. People who said he was a fascist weren't Democrats, they were Republicans who worked for him.
Fear-mongering or fabricated narratives they made.
Why is Donald Trump telling women he will do things whether they like it or not?
Oh, this sounds like it's gonna be another lawsuit soon. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o.
Yeah. Your body, my choice forever. Bro. It's crazy how popular that got. It was. Oh my god, remember this? Yeah.
John, that is grossly inaccurate what you just played. Play the full clip. Play it in its context.
And that wasn't the only
Uh-oh, well they can't do
Especially
that.
for the kind of country that's going to be using the military against our own citizens.
Wait,
This kind of thing concerns me.
what do you mean against our own citizens?
I'm talking about sending...
Okay, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about sending the military into blue states to make them behave. Getting Gavin Newsom under control, getting JP Kushner under control, making sure...
I've got to say that if you told a bunch of Trump voters that Trump is going to invade California with the military and put Gavin Newsom under military arrest, I feel like, I mean, I'm not going to say it, but I have a feeling what that response would be.
What do you
talking about
mean?
something
For
that
the
Donald
state
Trump has
capital
actually said.
to commandeer the state government?
I mean, I hope not, but he's definitely talked about that. I don't
Okay,
And
we
they don't
need one
just
more
make up
nitroglycerin and 2 more
hypotheticals,
wood pulp.
They're actually antithetical to getting the truth. As remember when Trump almost got taken out? CNN reported it as Secret Service rushing Trump off the stage, as Trump just fell to the ground amid loud bangs. And if it was
That was the one that I actually gave CNN a bit of credit for, because they didn't want to announce it was a shooting until they were absolutely certain. I think that one would be okay, but the problem is
No, because they didn't have to word it that way in that case. They could have said, instead of saying loud bangs, they could have said would have sounded like gunshot noises or something, you know, that would have been a little more even. They specifically wanted to make it sound bad and him sound, you know, like a pussy basically.
that it's one maybe in a sea of lies. And so it's like, how are people going to believe that they were doing this out of the abundance of caution when so many other cases that were an abundance of lies?
Right,
it's
we just need more
premature
wood pulp.
reporting. Exactly, right? It was pretty obvious, to be fair, what happened. No, I understand that. It's too gracious with them? No, I'm not. I'm not gracious at all. I just think this is the one exception that I wasn't crazy about getting mad about this one. That's
for
all.
free social media like X and videos like mine on YouTube, if you only watch CNN, you would just think Trump fell to the ground when he heard a loud bang, which just goes to show that CNN isn't so much reporting the news as they're reporting corporate pre-approved narrative. This wasn't even the first time.
That's the bad one. Like, again, that can be contentious. We can debate about that. It's not a big deal. But I'll tell you, that's probably the only point. That's the only point I made. This right here, I wish Joe Rogan would have sued them for this.
You should have. I definitely think you should have.
I do. I wish you would have sued, because I think that these people need to have a degree of accountability when they're publishing things that are just not even true.
And we got our wood pulp.
Yeah, you can't defend this.
Safety net.
And it was this obvious, as back in 2021,
escape button.
they showed Joe Rogan getting COVID, looking sickly and green. When the video Rogan originally posted...
He looks totally... Look at this! Who does this?
Yeah, that's actual video editing. That's
It's
so
like,
crazy.
this is real life. This is Gears of War.
had him looking
Gears
much
of War looks
healthier
better.
and normal. And again, this was something I covered on this channel as it was happening. And I was just starting my YouTube channel at the time, which was not only a red pill moment for my listeners, but for myself too. As at the time, I remember seeing this clip from
I had this happen too. Like, I remember my red pill moment with the media was the way that the media reported Occupy Wall Street. Like, that was when I realized that it was total bullshit. Because, like, I was too young to really fully understand, like, the media misrepresentation of, like, Iraq. But by the time Occupy Wall Street happened, that was where I was like, wait a minute, hold up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh.
very popular YouTuber I would watch, mocking people who do their own research.
I did my own research.
I have to say that I find it to be incredibly ironic that the woman who's making a video that's caricaturing people who did their own research didn't do her own research on the sponsor for BetterHelp because it actually caused people to kill themselves. I think there's an irony in it. It's funny.
Stop you right there. What do you mean by you did?
Hold on. I gotta pause that. I need to be able to think here. Yeah, I think we have turn-ins. We have enough turn-ins that we can fuck off. Right? Yeah, we just need to kill 6 Squilbors real fast right after. Yeah. So we're gonna hearth.
Your own research. Did you look at credible sites like New York Times and NPR, or are we talking opinion editorial pieces from media? Okay, you don't do that.
With her head like this, because there's no continuity in this. She really did it wrong.
I think where I would have been had I not been doing this channel and conducting my own spooky research. As a normie, I likely would have accepted the train of thought of only listening to trusted...
Well, this is what people do, right? I mean, this is the normie brain. The internet's not a credible source. Yeah, right. The credible source is the news company that's owned by a billionaire.
Sources like the New York Times or NPR, only for them to end up the same as CNN and be wrong about social distancing. Turns out the experts just made it up. Wrong about the shots, as there was no data saying it would stop the spread, and basically wrong about everything that was making their corporate sponsors billions of dollars during
I think that was the red pill moment for a lot of
I can't
people.
remember that I have a Swift potion.
I think that COVID red-pilled more people than probably anything did since... I think that the Iraq thing is what red-pilled people against, like, the, like the Republicans back then. But I was too young to really fully experience that. And I think this was the new version of that. And I think this one, in fact, is even worse because it had a convergence of governmental and private industry that are working together to create a consensus, like, control. Against military-industrial complex? Yeah, mine was Bernie getting screwed over. Yeah, for sure. And like, at that point, I feel like... I mean, See, for me, I that wasn't my red pill moment because I already had that happen with Ron Paul. Like, I have, like, Ron Paul.
Yo, I was the biggest Ron Paul supporter. Back in, like, when he had his, like, when he almost really had a real chance that one time, that one election. When I think it was, like, Obama's second election. I was so far, I was so ready to have Ron Paul in, but he didn't actually get close at all. Like, that motherfucker got completely shut down.
Posters
I
from
loved
like
Ron Paul, though.
2008 and 2012 in my closet. And so, like, yeah, by the time Bernie, you know, I'm like, first time, right? Like, yeah, this has already happened.
Lockdowns. So I don't think any lesser
We
of
see 'em?
anybody that
Maybe.
originally bought into what the mainstream narrative was, as I see believing CNN or NPR like people that still use Internet Explorer or Internet Edge or whatever they're calling it now. As the
Yahoo's
only
their
people that are
homepage.
still using it are the people who got it by default, but never took the time to see if there was something better out there. And just because I'm terminally online doesn't mean I fault those who have a life outside of the internet, as that does sound nice. But after years of constant lies, misrepresentations, and
Yeah,
now
I think COVID woke a lot of people up. And I think also because people had a lot more time during COVID, because many people were working from home or unemployed, it gave them the time to actually look some of this stuff up. And I think that COVID vastly increased the amount of people that were continuous consumers of online content. And I think the process of that caused pretty much everybody to lose trust in like every authoritarian organization. Everybody's sitting at home in 2021. Yeah, exactly. And I think that COVID was the big red pill. And that's what caused a lot of people to be like super distrustful of the media. That's why I think Trump is winning this time, or Trump won this time. I think
Not
COVID was like
winning, yeah,
the
he
big
won.
reason in the way that it was handled. And I think it's just a vibe, really, too. At the same time, COVID could have been much worse. People can't perceive theoreticals. The moment that you give people the idea of a theoretical, you automatically lose like 30%.
That's probably actually true.
Just can't.
freeing war criminals for content. People are finally turning off CNN, as CNN and their sister in misinformation, MSNBC, are tanking, with CNN's viewership sliding in half to under 400,000 after the election. While Fox News barely lost anybody, still sitting at over 2.6 million viewers.
Well, the reason why Fox News didn't lose a lot of people, it's because Fox News was right. People don't want to hear... People go to the news to know what's going to happen and know what's happening. So if the news is not giving people an accurate representation of what reality is, the news is not serving its purpose as a tool. So when Fox News is saying Trump is going to win and they're pro-Trump, well then obviously people are going to keep watching them because they were right. But when you have other places saying that there's no way he can win, he's going to be in jail, he won't even be able to run, and like all this stuff, and these things are just continuously disproven over and over, then people lose faith and lose credibility in them. That's what happens. Fox News is as bad as CNN. That's not what I said. I didn't say that.
We're not talking about whether or not they're
Wrong people go to news to
unbiased.
feel
We're
better
talking about the fact
world.
that
News
they
not
happen to
get
be
informed.
right in what they were reporting.
I think that there is a combined group of people. I think that you're right and I'm right. I think that people do go after and look for news that reaffirms what they already
60.
believe. But there are people that look for news and they want to find out what's happening as well. You said Fox is more accurate than CNN?
They
Did
happen
I say
to
Fox
be.
is more accurate than CNN?
They
I
happened
don't
to
think I said
be
that.
in one of the most crucial moments in the zeitgeist right now. You're in like this kind of wake up that's sort of happening. They happened to be more right at a crucial moment. Not that they are generally more right.
I don't believe that. I don't really have a tier list, to be honest with you. I feel like all of them, like Fox, MSNBC, NBC, CNN, I think they're all bad. Like, if you want to talk about like one being bad than the other, like, I mean, I guess, yeah, we could have that conversation if you want, but I don't really care a whole lot about it. I think all mainstream media is biased and bad. You said they were more accurate about the election outcome? Oh, they were. Yeah, they were.
Because
That's just the truth.
Yeah.
Like, so Fox was more accurate about the election outcome, less accurate about the last election outcome. That's why they paid hundreds of millions of dollars.
May your blades never
Let's live in reality, guys.
I got too much money, man. I gotta sell this one.
As Fox blasts CNN for getting beaten by the Food Network in primetime viewership. The numbers don't lie, and apparently Americans would rather watch cooking competitions than whatever
Well, I
fake
could
news
believe that.
CNN
Anybody
can
could believe
fabricate.
that.
As I often joke about getting more views than CNN, but after 3 years of being on YouTube, sure, I'm not perfect and I've gotten things wrong, but I've never...
I don't think that individuals are getting more views than CNN. I think that it's people that are not able to accurately look at the viewership. So there's a number of demographics. It's a streamer thing, doesn't matter, right? But like, I don't think that's entirely true.
Maliciously misled my listeners, or at the very least, I've never staged rescuing a war criminal from captivity with the production quality and acting of a High School Musical. As at this point, watching CNN actually makes you dumber and more misinformed than if you watched nothing at all. And years ago, Denzel Washington
oh my god.
Put it best
I remember this.
after fake news was written about him.
If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed. We live in
She goes, Yeah, there it is.
a society now where it's just first. Who cares? Get it out there. We don't care who it hurts. We don't care who we destroy.
Yeah.
We don't care if it's true. Just say it. Sell it.
Say it, sell
Anything
it,
you
huh?
practice, you'll get good at.
So if you appreciate
They
my
sure
concise, lighthearted coverage on
Yep.
the tragic status of today's reality, hopefully
Yep.
you've earned your subscription, then go check
don't
out the
get it?
video on how even conservative
wanna
news
get it.
networks are getting pretty creepy.
Oh yeah, I saw a little bit about this. I don't even know what happened there. They don't understand. You're on some schizo. Yeah, I mean there it is. So Denzel's the GOAT. Yeah, 100%. No, this video is really good. So they broke this. They staged this guy. Oh my god. Look at him. Oh wow.
Does anyone have any water? After 3 months,
Free stand, free in, baby. Let's go.
finally see the sky.
The sky. That chick, she has compassion.
Now this would be seen as a triumphant moment in journalism if it wasn't for the fact that they just freed a notorious torturer.
There's a good chance.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. Huh, that's kind of a mistake. Yeah, I feel like they kind of messed up with that one. Yeah, there you go. That's the torture. Yeah, I don't know what to say. There's the video right there. Give it a like. That was really fucking funny. I didn't even know this happened. Yeah, I feel like regime prisons won't have that much vents. Maybe you're right.
I think I might have sold the carcass on accident. The zebra carcass that I needed for summoning. The video's over. I'm about to just click off of it. But
What do you need?
get the big rat stew recipe and apothecary gloves. Those are probably an upgrade.
Go forth to victory.
Yep, these are an upgrade.
Strength and honor. Strength.
Somebody would let me sell shit here. Oh well. Just go kill the zebra over here. And then we can head to Ishimaui. The zebra much closer to where I want to be. Come on, brother. Got him. Got him. Let's see here. Damn, I think I did that whole first video without audio one. That's kind of funny. Oh well, shit happens. We just live here, bro. We just live. Boop, 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 boop. All right. I want to listen to a little bit of tunes for a minute. I'm gonna listen to some tunes for a little bit. Cause your boy is trying to vibe. Get this motherfucker right here. It's over. I wonder what this is all for. I don't even know. Oh wait, Ishimel's next to the tree, that's right. How close to the tree I gotta get? I didn't even get the cast to finish. I'm like, what, 99% right now? Yeah, I'm so fucking close. How much resisted me? Fuck you. Oh, I should move down to Tahoe. We going down, boys. It's going down when it's going brown. I know we're not gonna make it to the roof. I mean, this way I can? No. Oh, I think we'll all have to work. Yeah, so far we're gonna edit that. Oh, this guy. This is the chin tip the kid guy. Oh. Yeah, this is what I'm here for. Look at her. And we got another block.
Par the horse.
They got a talent to spend. Hey, wait, what am I doing? We're at 12 of 20.
Hey, how you doing?
Key bolt bucket. Hold on. Oh yeah, I don't want to do that. We need to pick up the quests though that are whatchamacallit them. They're for Wailing Caverns. Yeah, we need those. Smart drinks is one of them.
Glad I could help.
What about the tubers? Oh, this is for
Hurry back.
Razorfin Crawl or Down, whatever the lower level one is. Okay, so we have Serpent Bloom, we have a Smart Drinks. Look, there's another one. Oh yeah, Trouble the Docks, that's one of them.
Interesting.
Alright, we got Trouble the Docks.
Yo.
We need to deploy to Tabaco. And it's in oh shit. I forgot I wanted to finish up Stolen with Silver. Please visit Windshear Crag. Yeah, baby. I don't know why we have this. Abandon that quest. Need Arcane Arms, it's also Wailing Caverns. I don't even know where this guy is. I think that's up in Stone Town. We definitely have some contemplating to do in terms of, do we want to fuck with some of these quests? Because I got a couple Stone Town ones that I might not do. I need to see if I actually want to make another flight and actually go out of my way to get Stolen Silver done. Steel Snap, I probably just need to drop, bro. We're just gonna drop Steel Snap. Forte Cadrak. Abandon that one. Trail from Within. Abandon that one. Yeah. Leave that all as it is. And he think that's pretty good. He thinks that's pretty good. Alright. Fish some more. Couldn't turn in. Bruh, I don't want to do that, bro.
Walk with the earth.
We're getting out of this shithole, bro. I'm not picking up more quests to fuck around in this bitch ass area. while we have the option to, let's sell some bullshit. Let's sell this. This. That in here. Throw these two away. Decent enchant. Don't need that extra plus whatever. All those. All those. Opium. Make some more water. Get more water. I should pick the words. Probably take a trip to org. Yeah, you know what? We're actually not even gonna use. I don't actually have a reason to use these fucking blood shards. I had one use I could have used it earlier, but I forgot about it. So I saw those for a little bit more money. And I'm going to go to Thunder Bluff actually. Because that's where we pick up the other Wailing Caverns quest. Alright. There we go. Mage, looking for a group, boy. Let me in. I literally just want to do Wailing Caverns and then fuck off. Just fuck out of this whole continent. Go back to my homeland and head to Hillsbrad Foothills. Maybe Hillsbrad can be where my character's from. You know, lore-wise, he just, you know, was a human, born and raised on the Hillsbrad farmstead. Like the son of a, you know, wealthy merchant or something. Maybe a really low-ranking lord. And then, you know, got to go to Dalaran. They get mage training before being slaughtered by the Scourge. That sounds cool. Where do we go to pick up this quest? It's a circumvent quest. We have another. No? No? Is the one quest you get from here for Wailing Caverns already just the Serpentine one? I feel like that actually is now I'm thinking about it. What is this? A Sacred Flame. I think we might maybe down here. Whoops. In terms of quest gathering, we can still do our mage training and work on our professions. We got. Wait, where's the first aid person? We can find. I to talk to you about that real fast. Quick repair. Up to 4.5 gold right now. That's nice. But I need just a guard, bro.
Well met.
Profession trainer. First aid.
Winds be
Where are we at? No, where are we going? Okay, cool. Yeah, we gotta do the first aid. I think it's probably up top here. Then, like, we get first aid, then we jump down. We go inside the cave for Mage Trainer. We do first aid, and then we need to put ourselves over the edge with the whatchamacallem? Tailoring.
Greetings.
So the tailoring's basically done. Let's pick that up too.
We shall meet again.
We do. I'll use 9. Just leave 1 sack for the tailoring. Yeah, tailoring is basically done on the linen aspect. Start moving on to wool stuff. I just hit my bank and grab my leftover. What do you call them? Reels, bundles. You just linen bundles. I think that's what they're called. Actually, is bundles. Whatever they're called. Grab those. You can finish out bolts of linen cloth. Grab those and finish out our little bit of tailoring. And we can get set up and plan out for our next phase. Mage Trainer.
I am forsaken.
We'll try that anyway. Let me get Arcane Explosion rank 2 for sure. Larger food upgrade. Fire Blast upgrade. Pick up our first rank of Scorch and Frost Ward. Okay, so Scorch. I don't know what about you, bro. I don't actually use you. You'll be there for at least a second. At least for the moment. Frost Ward's definitely going to go over here. What do you do, macro? Or explosion. Flash cast, arcane, explosion. So that'll auto rank up now. Hit most of the rest of my spells. Also, given. No, we're still on rank 1 crossover. Okay. Yeah, now about Scorch. I don't know, maybe it's worth having. We'll throw it here for now. Let's get the new type of bandage locked in. Oop. And then yeah, now we're off to the bank. So let's advertise that we're still looking for a route for winning cabinets. think I'm stuck a beast mode. Oh, I got a bunch of wool too. Nice. I'm gonna do this cooking stuff here soon. Alchemy. Cooking. Well, let's grab these. Could do some fishing too. The best side. Okay. What are we doing? Oh, yeah, we need to ask a guard. Taylor, bro. Taylor. This is the middle rise, right? Nope. With the bottom, the lower rise. I should remember this. I've been here so many times, bro. I never can properly remember Thunderbluff's layout for whatever reason. This is a journeyman guy.
I've been expecting you. Walk with the Earth Mother.
What we trying to do here? Probably just need to make a few reinforced linen capes. So 3. I swear to God, I had more than 2 bolts. I think I just left bolts behind in that bank. Whatever, I can make more anyway. What's the sell difference? 80 for 2. One is 13. So this 2 actually represents 4, so that's one is 20. It actually does sell for more. But that's fine, whatever. One other thing about using for is selling. I'm not yet create all. Let's convert all the shit. Can make 3, and that's what I need. So 3 times 3 is 9. Great all. Alright, well next we just make a bunch of bolts of woolen cloth.
The winds guide you. Ancestors watch over you.
It takes 3 apiece, goddamn. So much wool. Alright, I think that's it for now. Because if I make any actual stuff, I'll be utilizing, or I'll be going through ranks that I could have just been getting rank ups off of making the bolts of woolen cloth that I'm going to have to make later anyway, so we'll just call this Gucci for now. And then yeah, we'll make sure we put things up in the bank, and there's really not much we can do in terms of our enchanting right now until we can make more stuff. We can decide how we want to enchant our new bracers. Looks out at least. We'll do this. And then we have a new chest base. Absorption, or I think we go lesser health. Orange is usually bad. Let's do. I feel like it actually would be better to run the minor health enchantment. Seven times. Some origin is bad though. We hit 77. We could do a minor resistance on the cloak. $78. Alright. The bank is right here.
What brings you?
Well, did have this fucking many claw. Yeah, that was a waste. All this stuff up. All this junk we don't need. Oh, we don't need to have. Well, let's take up our space for a moment. And then we can do some fishing. After he sells actual junk. Mostly on my army, I bought doesn't do shit for us anymore. We should store the silk. Before I forget about it, I would just fish and then do that, but I'll fucking forget probably. That's just or the silk. There we go. Or little fishing rod. Do some fishing. We got a long chipper. The catfish. I hate picking up the catfish. God damn, where's the catfish? Ooh. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm damn sure gonna need a video now, though, I'll tell you what. Let's get another video rocking and rolling, shall we, boys? What the hell? Oh, my bad. I'm just tripping.
What they've done to this country is just absolutely terrible, but
Yeah.
we'll end the left's campaign of racial discrimination and restore equality to our land and all over our land. And and you see that happening so much with the vote and the kind of vote we got. Nobody ever expected anything like that. And I'll end all of the Marxists.
They all did. Everybody expected. That's why they bet on it. People knew this shit was going to happen. Everybody knew this shit was going to happen. The only people that didn't know it was going to happen is people that were betting on it not happening. That's it.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion policies across the entire federal government immediately. And at the same time, we will ban these unlawful policies from the... We're going to ban them from the private sector as well. In America, we believe in the merit system. System. And now, because of the major decision handed down recently by the Supreme Court, our country has again gone back to the merit system. That's what made our country great. And I want to just thank the Supreme Court because that took a great.
We will not be truly back on the merit system until people or companies get prosecuted for this DEI bullshit because it's discrimination.
Great deal of courage for them to do that.
So back to normal?
And
Yeah.
Some people were surprised by it.
Back to normal.
That's what made us great. Merit made us great.
He's right. I'll watch this real quick and show y'all. Thank God. Thank you. I'm a working man and it ain't right. This is the thing is like, as a guy, right? Like, I would never support somebody that would give an advantage to somebody that I wouldn't be eligible for. I would never do it. Like, if you want to tell me that somebody is going to get an advantage over me because they're a woman or a different race than me, I will never vote for you. Not in a million fucking years. That's like chickens for KFC.
No
It is
time
exactly like that.
preparing America about what to expect when he returns to the White House. He declared that woke has to stop, insisting that it's destroying the country, and essentially that woke is BS.
This is the rest of the question,
With the
or
stroke of my pen
that
on
speech.
Day one, we're going to stop the transgender lunacy.
Yeah.
And we will keep men
Cool.
out of women's sports.
Freya, I think
It's
they're going to
crazy that we got to a situation where that deserves applause. Wow. How did that happen? Wow.
be a lot of relieved parents and relieved women hearing that message.
Easiest W in history?
For sure.
Yeah.
And I think this is the courage that so few
People say great distraction politics. This is the thing that people care about. People, so this is the thing, nobody gives a fuck about what happens on the other side of the world. It's abstract. It's an abstract idea. People care about what happens inside of their own head. And
I mean, being abstract is part of the point. I think more importantly, it's like what's happened on the other side of the fucking globe is legitimately not our business. Like, there are some scenarios where it could become our business, but like, generally speaking, 9 times out of 10, it's not. And if you're actually educated on what's going on right now, it's fucking not our business, bro.
and in their own everyday life. And
What's our business in the sense that we did cause it and are continuing to cause the situation, but it's not for the benefit of the American people. We should just not be doing it.
when you fuck with somebody's everyday life and you tell them that the thoughts that they have aren't real, the way that they say the world, the way that they see the world is wrong, they are going to hate you for that. And so the problem is that you can't argue with this perspective of like, oh, well, there's like some greater goal with like these policy decisions that matter more. The policy, nobody gives a fuck about policy. They don't understand it. They can't read. Nobody knows what it is. They're not going to read a whole massive document about it. But what they do know is if somebody wants to sit there and insult their intelligence and tell them that, like, you know, it's fair for somebody to get an advantage over them, they're going to be fucking mad. And that's it. And that's the only thing that's going to matter. Like, that is the first order problem in that person's life, because it directly affects them. It directly affects them. It directly targets them. And it's like a Maslow's hierarchy of needs. People are going to care about what's happening in their own backyard to themselves before anything else. And that's it. 100%. Yeah, if you can't understand this, you've been dumb as you dumb as fuck. That's it. For real, trying to appease a moral superpower isn't wholesome. It's marketing. It's manipulative, disingenuous. Exactly. Yeah. Seeing them into foreign countries affects them, but it's more hidden. Exactly. No, I'm not saying that stuff doesn't matter, but what I'm saying is that it's not a message that an average person can relate to or appreciate. And
like I said,
reason
it generally
why is
doesn't
because
actually matter. We need to
an
just stop
average
fucking with it.
person an average person doesn't know where Ukraine is.
But he is also right that even if it did matter, it's not going to matter to the average person.
Straight up. They don't know where it is. They don't know what it is. Not true. Average American? What state is that? Y'all really think? What do you think the percentage is of American citizens that can find Ukraine on the map. I'd say it's probably 10%. I'd say it's probably 10, 15%. Only Americans don't know shit? The rest of the world is educated? No, that's a lie. I've seen retards all over the world. I bet there's retards in China.
We get ourselves a win,
I
cameras.
guarantee you there's retards in Britain. England's probably full of retards. Germany, so many dumbasses over in Germany. They're probably full of a bunch of morons over in Germany. I guarantee you. Absolutely. Canada, full of a bunch of dumb idiots. Russia, yep. It's the same. It's a reality.
Leaders really have. And it's easy now to look at Trump and saying this happened to us, of course men shouldn't be in women's sports.
Yeah, duh.
But that was not the consensus position even a couple of years ago, even a year ago.
No, exactly. And that's the reason why is people will revolt. Like, the one thing that people hate more than anything is to live with their mind in a cage. And if you tell somebody that what they see directly in front of them isn't there, they will hate you for it, and nothing else matters. Because if you don't even have autonomy over your own perception, what does anything else matter? That's it.
Things were so different, but it just shows you the power that courageous individuals can have and how we can actually turn around our culture. We really can. Conservatives often resign themselves to the backseat and say, oh, well, everything's just going to get more progressive and there's nothing we can really do about it, but try to resist as much as we can. But at the end of the day, it's a losing fight.
So, yeah, my question is, why does it matter? Not worrying about your own country is a huge reason why there's issues there are today. Who gives a fuck where it's at? I'm not, look, if you don't know where Ukraine is, I don't care if you, there are people who don't know where Ukraine is, and they are educated professionals that you would pay a lot of money for their services. That's the reality, is that you can't know everything. I bet there are doctors who don't know where Ukraine is. And you would be saying, thank God I have this doctor. That's just the reality. Because people don't give a fuck. That's embarrassing? No, it's not. It's not embarrassing. I guarantee you, this is one thing I've learned. With almost everyone, people have, like, vast gaps in knowledge. There are so many things in the world that there are tons of, like, I learned this originally with computers. Because I remember seeing, like, I would talk to adults that I would think would be very smart as a kid, and they wouldn't understand what a CD-ROM was. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Fishing on the spot.
Everybody's got blind spots, man.
No, we can actually turn the ship around.
Yeah.
And I think the way Trump has come out so strongly against this crazy, radical,
console players don't know what FPS is. True.
And the way he has been rewarded by the general public shows that conservatives need to get up off their butts and stop whining about always losing every fight, because they don't have to lose. We can actually win fights. And this proves if we're on the side of truth, if we're on the side of reality and common sense, we will win.
Yeah, and
you will. She's right, 100% right about that. Yeah, she's 100% right. Absolutely truth. Yeah, it's the truth. Yeah, absolutely, it's the truth. It's not even a question.
So we're at 14.27.
Like, you go, you ask people about the things that Trump is saying, you're going to get 89% of people saying yeah. That's it.
Saw that in the US, didn't we, Joe? With the election results, the pendulum really swung, and people really rejected all this woke nonsense.
Yeah, and it's not just the right; it's not just conservatives as well. So there is just a huge number of people in the Labor Party who were thinking the exact same thing, but basically thought that they were the only ones thinking it, and were scared to say anything in case they were cancelled or pilloried.
That's exactly right. Like, I had a friend of mine, he and I remember we drove home from community college to watch Obama's inauguration together. We sat in my downstairs room and we watched it on my big, CRT television. And we watched him become the president of the United States. And he was telling me about how like he thinks like, yeah, it's like things are way too far, way too far. So and like this is us. We were celebrating that.
Now, and again, Chris Minns is the embodiment of the sensible,
we gotta go
Labor
to-
Party, and he's done some fantastic things for trans people and the LGBTQ community. Done things that,
Shall I play Melee after?
if anyone else did them, would be seen to
Sure
be
you
right.
might have.
He's done it from a really sort of calm and careful and considered sort of sensible
Cooking, boy,
position.
cooking.
And I think that is the problem here has not necessarily been the issues themselves, but it's been the activists behind them. And it's been like what Freya said, where you have these people who care more about the sound of their own voices than they do about actually achieving outcomes.
They do
I think
love
that
to hear
the
themselves
people,
talk
the
for
activist people
real.
just don't like them. They talk down to average people. They are insulting. They're usually very privileged. And because
Almost
they're
always.
extremely privileged, a lot of them telling other people that they're privileged falls on deaf ears. And I think that creates a lot of resentment. That's a big reason why. And I think with a lot of them also, there's like massive hypocrisies.
Cook them
activists
mud
are
snapper,
narcissists.
boy.
I wouldn't say that like they all are, but a good number of them are, and
The
enough of
vast
them
majority,
are
bro, for
for
real.
it to be a stereotype, and for it to put people off.
Wait, the brilliant small fish is actually
Vulnerable people who they might
lesser
be pretending
than?
to represent.
Let's
Where
do
they,
those
where
real
they
quick.
just want an issue to fight for.
And we
They
might
want to be
actually get
on
a
the
rank up
forefront of
on them.
something. They look around, you know, I've got marriage equality
Then
for
we'll
gay
get them
people.
on
Oh, what's
snappers.
next? Trans. So now you have to accept that trans women are women, and if you don't say that absolutely, and
Hypocrisy is what pisses
absolute
people off.
dogma,
Yeah.
absolutely all the time,
is.
no matter what, then you're transphobic, you're a bigot, and you have to be cancelled. And they get sort of ahead of these arguments, and then they try to brainwash people and say, if you don't support everything we say, this new orthodoxy that we've spelt out, if you don't support all of it, then you're a bigot and you're on the wrong side of history. And this
People do that with me.
The winds guide
Like I've had this happen with me. Is like people have said that I am like a racist, or I hate women, or I'm transphobic, or something like that. They say this shit with me all the time.
What brings you here?
That's it. Yeah, they do it with everyone. Exactly, right? And so that's it. Nobody cares. Yeah, no, I mean, I think that the cancel gets abused. It doesn't mean shit anymore. Well, the reason why it doesn't mean shit.
I thought the bristle whisper catfish was like way lower. It's all fucking cooking 100? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Bruh. I feel betrayed. So, don't I have a fucking clam recipe? Full clams, yeah. I just need some refreshing spring water.
May the eternal
You're
sun
not necessarily refreshing. I gotta go to a whole inn guy for this. You suck dick, dude. Ugh. When did we get to skill-wise? We got to 76. This is going to get me to 79. I'm going to be one shy, bro. Man. This shit gay. Whatever. Back to it.
Is because people don't want it to, and it's because it did. Like back in like for years, people would get deplatformed and they would get banned. And if somebody had like an opinion about something that was problematic, they would get in a lot of trouble for that, and people would hate them. Yeah. And so like that's the reason why. It's because it's because people started fighting back. Exactly. Thank God.
Think Jeebus.
is just progress, and so conservatives think, oh, gee, that's progress. That's what I don't want to, end up looking like, a white supremacist during slavery or whatever. I better just do whatever they say. And of course, if you are seen to cross them and they do pile on, as we will see later on the show, then it is just absolutely brutal and it's ferocious. And people who would otherwise be...
Why do people care what strangers said on Twitter? The reason why is that the strangers would go to the person's job and harass their family. And so like somebody would have like a bad take on like social media, and then they would dox the person and then try to ruin their life systematically. And so I think that people can see that there's like a form of unfairness there.
Can I
Like
use
it's
a
a scare
forge
tactic.
as a
Yeah,
quick
it
fire?
is. It's a scare tactic.
Probably
Gonna stop
not.
having bad takes. Well, the thing is that like if you say that, and it's like, okay, well then just don't say the thing that they don't want.
Nope.
Well, then they're gonna turn around and do that to you. And that's what happened. Like, you remember after the Trump assassination, and a lot of conservatives got together and ruined a bunch of people's lives over that. And I think that that's kind of the that's the same thing, really. And so yeah, it'll never be enough. No. Well, like if you create a weapon, people are going to use the weapon against you. And I think that's what happened. Does it happen often? It happens enough for people to be worried about it. So I think that, like, do you remember the so this is a good way to look at it. Do you remember the whole thing about like, would you rather be in a abandoned forest with a man or a bear? And like women saying that they'd rather be in a forest with a bear? Well, that's a clearly illogical perspective to have.
I need a
right?
flint and tinder
And
too.
it's
God
an
damn
emotional
it, bro.
perspective. Like, any logical person that thinks about this would know that this is retarded.
I have just
But
the thing
people
for
think
you.
that because of their fear, right? They're afraid. And the male version of that is thinking that anytime that you try to message a girl or interact with a girl, you're going to get in trouble for sexual harassment. Like, these are two sides of the same coin. And I think that in a lot of cases, you have people that it doesn't have to happen all of the time in order for people to be
Give me a
fucking
campfire.
freaking out about it. Another example is fentanyl. So you guys ever seen like how they have like fentanyl, like Narcan and like things to like stop fentanyl overdosing in like CVS now? And people would be talking about this? Right? Yeah. How many times do you think people really are overdosing on fentanyl randomly? Basically fucking never. Almost fucking never that happens. But the worry of it is so precise in their mind that they want to make sure that they're safe. Wrong all the time? In LA, it's daily, bro? How many people are in LA? Happens a lot every day? No. I mean, if you're a crackhead, yeah, sure, you can overdose on fentanyl. Maybe that's what happens. Bad take, bro. They don't think they're taking fent. No, there's people that think that they're going to get injected with needles randomly with fentanyl. Because it happened at a couple of concerts. That's it. That's the reason it. And so anyway, people think this. Yeah, no, I'm serious. Like, this is what goes on in people's heads. Now, everybody thinks that I'm crazy. But I want to tell you, I've been right about every fucking one of these things. I know how people think. And the reason why I think I know what people think is I think of the stupidest thing possible. That's what people think. That's what it is.
Is true more
You're
often
absolutely wrong.
than it
Yeah,
should
just
be
like
for
I've been
sure.
wrong about everything else. Anyway, so yeah, it's true. The threat of getting canceled, the threat and the worry in the back of the mind, that's what's dangerous. And when people see it can happen to somebody else, they think that it can happen to them. Not informed enough about this? Look up the numbers, bro. Of what? Average people that are getting injected without their consent for fentanyl? There's probably double-digit, if not single-digit numbers. Fractional. Tiny. In a country of hundreds of millions of people.
Yeah. He's absolutely right about that.
So yeah, that's
That's
the
not
stupidest
happening.
thing. Yeah, exactly.
The thing is that they're put it in like everything, bro. Like, you get dabs, which if you don't know, dabs are like weed condensed down into like a wax, and you smoke the wax. They put the fucking fentanyl in the goddamn dabs, bro. Like, they're putting it in all kinds of shit. So it's a little bit more of a worrisome thing than just somebody randomly running up and injecting you. That's not really happening, but it's also, yeah, like you're saying, way overblown. Like, the percentage of people that are overdosing on fentanyl at all, like even, including the people that are doing so knowingly taking fentanyl, the total number of just fentanyl overdoses is actually really, really, really small.
And so anyway, it doesn't have to be injected. It's people randomly selling you fentanyl. So anyway, it is not right. It's fake pills, for sure. Your take is disrespectful and delusional. All right, we're going to pull it up. Fentanyl overdoses per year. What is this here?
Yeah, you gotta see it's a really small
77,000
number.
people have overdosed on fentanyl. So how many?
So let's round that up, call that 74,000. So what's 74,000 out of 333 million people? That's 0.02 fucking percent. 2/100ths, so like 2% of 2%, basically. A really, 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 really small fraction.
Of these people, so we're gonna just, let's just be logical here, right? Let's just be logical. And so in 1 year, right? So that's a shit one? Nah, but a lot of these people right here are people that are overdosing drug deaths. Yeah, a lot of people, synthetic opioids, methadone. You are not counting the people that are doing fentanyl on purpose. These are people who have also done fentanyl as well. Tyler supports what you're saying. Latest video in Philly. Yeah, they don't get it. Yeah, exactly. No one is? You think people don't do fentanyl? Man, I don't know. Why are people so retarded nowadays? It's so sad. 77,000 people get killed by this, and you think every single one of them did it on accident. How can you be so stupid? What are the probabilities there? How many people are in the United States? Let's go ahead and do a calculation.
Oh, I want to
Let's go ahead. We'll do a little bit of a calculation.
What if I word it the same way I ended up wording it?
So let's divide this by 100.
333
so what's 1%
million
of that? 3.6 million people. Okay? So let's divide that by 100. 36,000. So you are 0.02% likely to have this happen. And it's in every store.
You got there in a weird way, but yes, that is exactly correct. It is 0.02%.
That's my point. And that is the most generous. Oh, yeah, 0.02. I think that it was assumed, but yes, 0.02.
If you say 0.0, then yes, the zero before the point doesn't fucking matter. Like, why do you need to state that?
Something does not have to be a high probability for it to weigh on people's minds. How many people are worried about shark attacks? How many shark attacks are there? Let's go ahead. Let's look at shark attacks. How many people get attacked by sharks
19-pound catfish, apparently,
in the U.S. each year? 16. 36 maybe. But we have Shark Week.
Is this a two-handed? It is a two-handed.
Or plane crashes. That's another one.
I'll whack you with a fucking catfish, you piece of shit.
I'm telling you, like, this is clickbait, honestly. It is. I understand that people might immediately disagree with what I'm saying, but there is truth to it. And I can apply this logic to 100 different situations and get the exact same result. And that's the truth.
We need like 6 more mud snippers.
You look at seatbelts,
or at least 5 more.
Fucking car accidents, or not car accidents are the dangerous one. Plane accidents. You can look at shark bites. You can look at the fentanyl getting injected with needles. You can get, let's see, getting abducted, getting kidnapped. Here's another one. How many of you guys had your parents worried because when you were a kid, they thought they would put razor blades in your fucking Halloween candy?
Yeah, that was a whole overblown thing that just basically wasn't happening. Is it like what do you call them? There's a thing for that. There's it's not a folk tale, but it's like a similar phrase to the phrase folk tale. It's old wives' tale. That's what they call them. That was a wives' tale, just completely made up bullshit myth.
Examples do I need before people can acknowledge the common reality? How many more? How long do we have to do this? accept this as a reality. Guys, I'm right. Yeah, I'm right about this shit. Like, it's true. I can give you more and more and more examples. That's it. So yes, this happened twice. Yes, they're eating the cats and dogs. Recent one. Anthrax in your mail. Recent one. Yep, there it is. And so anyway, let's move on. My point is, what a waste of time tangent to try to prove common sense to people that like to live in a delusion.
Yet you did it.
The numbers
you did that
are
tangent.
what they are. Anyway, it doesn't have to happen to a lot of people for a lot of people to be worried about it happening. That's my point.
Sympathetic to a lot of these issues, and certainly a lot of the people who are suffering as a result, just go, well, no, screw you all. If you're just going to run around marauding people, abusing them, telling people, trying to come for people's jobs or whatever it is, just because they don't agree with the last thing that you've said everyone has to agree with, and I'm just going to be opposed to whatever it is you say, no matter what, because that is what you're doing to everyone else.
But that's the thing, it's different from, if you're conservative and standing up for your values and what you believe in, you don't have to be labelled a white supremacist, a Nazi, all these horrible things.
People call me a white supremacist and a Nazi all the time. That's right. And this is the issue, is that, like, and now this is the big problem.
Can we get a single rank up off these small fish?
Nazis and Adolf is coming back in a big way.
Damn, we did 4, and we couldn't get a single rank up.
Cried wolf. Nobody's taking it seriously. I see these posts all the time. All the time.
Car just died.
Talking about, like, oh, wow, the Holocaust wasn't 6 million, or, oh, well, why didn't they let us look at his speeches with it being in English? Like, that's what's happening.
That's right. Exactly. Like, the idea of calling Donald Trump a Nazi is...
It's outrageous.
And we've heard that on repeat.
It's absolutely outrageous.
Insulting to is not Donald Trump. It is all the actual victims of Nazism.
Yeah.
And of course, the Jewish community would laugh their ass off at you, because to them, Donald Trump is the saviour who's delivered the best result for Israel in his presidency than any of the other presidents could deliver. But again, it just shows that anyone... it's that ridiculous extremist ideological thinking where if you don't agree with everything I say, you're a bigot, you're a fascist, you're a Nazi, and there's no shades of people who disagree.
I think the key problem that the left will always run into is that what is progress? And if you blindly pursue progress as the virtue in and of itself, you're actually not bound to any underlying values. There's no guiding philosophy other than the fact that we need to move forward, regardless of...
I think that the people don't have a guiding philosophy. They usually just pick up different social causes so they can make themselves feel better about themselves.
True.
I think that's the case with most social causes, is that the majority of people do them for social reasons, and they don't actually do them because they care about them. That's the primary reason. I have an 18-year-old that works with me. He actually idolizes the views of Adolf. He says he was a genius, really crept under my skin. Oh, yeah. No, definitely. And it's going to get worse. It's going to get way worse. Like, you think it's bad now? Wait for 5-10 more years. Like, it's going to be probably 5 times as bad as it is now.
Now we have to save TV to light
No one will
learn.
tell you. Well, what are we progressing towards?
I need mild
Just
spices.
endless revolution, endless
special.
tearing down of the cultural fabric, endless undermining of everything, that's built Western civilization, because that is progress and that is the only value that they hold. But conservatives will win, and I don't even think it's conservatives necessarily. I think people on the side of truth will win. Normal people, when we actually stick to truths that have held the test of time, gender being one of them. Hey, the fundamental binary that at a base level distinguishes the most fundamental differences between human beings, gender, that's actually a real thing, and yes, there are only 2. If we stick to...
This was one of the things that totally put people over the edge. I actually think that this matters more than any foreign conflict.
Wish I had some big red.
This put more people over the edge than anything else.
But instead, I think we're going to go ahead and just...
Yeah, that's really it. And even babies
Farm
can tell
out.
boys and girls. Ask the scientists. The woman's brought up the right.
Or
Yeah,
long
no,
jaw,
I'm saying
maybe?
easiest radicalization of my fucking life. Yeah, I think this radicalized more people than almost anything else. And I think that the like multiplier onto this was the focus on having it targeted towards underage people. Underage people and then the sports thing. Like those two things coming together, that dialed it up to 11. Why did it? The reason why it did is because people don't agree with it and they're not allowed to say that. I can't speak for like, what is it like in India or China? I don't know. But here in Western culture, the idea of being able to speak your own mind and have your own opinions of things is in the DNA of the culture and the society. And the moment that you take that away from somebody is the moment that you are completely against the vast majority of people.
If
that's the reason why. No, it's not.
With the caveat is if that becomes very obvious to people, because they can be convinced that that's not happening when it is. People can be gaslit. We've seen a lot of successful gaslighting in recent history. But yeah, if it becomes, if they perceived that situation he just described, then yes, you will have the majority of people against you.
It is. It absolutely is. It's built into our laws. It's built into our Constitution. It's built into what our Constitution was built off of. It's built into like a Greek philosophy, which is what a lot of people refer back to. As I said, it's in the DNA. It like it's for over 1,000 years. What are we talking about?
Truth
Absolutely
as
it
our
is.
core value, we will
Yes,
always
see?
come out on the right
See?
side of history because eventually truth will prevail. Reality is what you run into when you're wrong, and the left is running into reality fast because they're fundamentally wrong.
Well
That's,
said.
that's right, and it's sorry, this obsesses me, but that's right. I mean, so the key here is
Who
that
says you can't disagree? Nick Merckx, Call of Duty. When Nick Merckx lost his skin with Call of Duty because he said that he didn't want to have, like a gender ideology and LGBT stuff in a school with like elementary kids. Yeah.
Well,
like that happens. People, that radicalizes people. It does. It does. That immediately radicalizes people. All he said was to leave the kids alone. Yeah, and people can look at Activision, right? Because Activision makes Call of Duty. Activision Blizzard has another game, Overwatch. Overwatch is in a country. They do their World Cup in Saudi Arabia. Now, who do you think has more extreme views on LGBT? Nick Merckx or Saudi Arabia?
There we go.
I think that an average person can see that. And an average person can see how fucking ridiculous that is, that they have rappers, people that make rap songs about killing people. But he can't say that. It's the optics, yeah, and people are tired of that. Yeah, you weren't saying these things during COVID. It was like Hitler, if you said anything against vaccines, you'd be deplatformed. Even random comments on Facebook were permabanned. Yep, that's right. It's so fucking pathetic. Like Disney and Blizzard played into this for profit gains. Well, they're still gonna do it. Yeah.
We gotta go kill some crocs real
Modern
quick to finish
culture
up
in
this
Saudi
fucking
isn't
cooking
like that
grind.
anymore. You'd be surprised. That's why I wanted to go. I wanted to go to Saudi Arabia and go to the Middle East myself because I want to see what it's really like. No, I agree, but I think there are a lot of people there that are not fans of it. That's why I wanted to go myself. If I go, by the way, which it's not an if, I really plan on doing it, like probably about this same time next year. I'll probably go with like S-Fan, Nick, and Tips, and maybe a couple other guys. We're going to stream the whole thing. Yeah, we're streaming the whole thing. And so, like, yeah, we got somebody. Oh, that's right. I forgot the most important person. My dad. My dad also wants to go. So, yeah, no, we talked about it for like a lot now, for like a month. And so that's it. And yeah. You're gonna be literally spend Christmas. It'd be after, like probably at the end of at the beginning of the new year. Will you get to the truth when streaming everything? I hope so. Yeah, that's why I want to. I want to see it for myself, because I've heard a lot of conflicting information about that too. A lot of very conflicting information, and I want to see it for myself. Didn't a streamer get arrested for streaming before? Aren't you worried? I'll work and cooperate with the authorities, respect their culture, and follow all of their laws, and follow their traditions, and respect the way that they live and the way that they do things over there, because I am a guest in the country, and I am a normal person. I'm not Johnny Somali. Come on.
For people to go around saying you're on the wrong side of history means that they and only they know what the future is. So what the left, and this is the extreme left as opposed to the
It's actually Valorant gifting me subs.
Left. But
y'all were trying to get me to play the game, huh?
And again, this is where revolutions will
see what happens.
And civil wars cost millions and millions of lives. You imagine a utopia in your head. You all agree what it must look like, or don't agree, or whatever, but you thrash out what it must look like. You purge everyone.
People burned Joan of Arc alive because they loved God. Like, yeah, that's just how it is. There's always a greater goal or whatever. Hell, yeah, the road to hell is paved with good intent. Yeah, the ends justify the means. That's always what people say when they're the ones that are executing the ends. Or executing the means, excuse me.
Was coming, but only exists in your imagination, and that's how Mao was able to do it. That's how the Soviets were able to do it.
But I would say the danger of the pragmatic centre-left that you talk about, and I have to call you up on Chris Minns, right? Putting through the Equality Bill, which allowed for gender self-identification, whole bunch of things that I think actually go to this wokeness that we need to stamp out. And so the problem with the centre-left as opposed to the far left is they are in some senses even more dangerous because they haven't thought through the full utopian vision. They just believe in progress.
No, they don't.
I think that a lot of people, like, you got to realize that a lot of people don't really give a fuck about this shit at all. They just don't want to be told what to do, and they just want to be able to live their life. I think that's really the majority of people, more than anything else. That's really the majority. And that comes with, like, inside of, like, these are the football Americans.
No, football
These
Americans.
are the Walmart Americans.
I'm about to say, are they living like the Walmart Americans?
Actually running blind. I'd rather know what you're heading towards, and then we can attack that than just being on this endless train of progress.
Well, so
the barbecue,
as a
the grilling Americans.
The opposite view, Faye. You just sort of see where we were and how we were going, and solve problems as they arise. And that is what the Equality Bill sought to do. My wife works for Equality Australia, so she was working on the bill, and so she was very happy with Chris Minns. She says that I'm no longer the most handsome man in her life, and again. To me, I thought it was very sensitive, but to me, it was the perfect example of not shoving things in people's faces or indeed in people's change rooms or whatever by dealing with.
Yeah, and you saw that happen with Disney, right? Like, Disney took that thing out about, like, being transgender in their recent show. And, like, that's going to be the future. And everybody got mad at me for saying that, you know, if it was popular, Disney would be promoting white power.
Facts.
Well, let's give it 10 years and let's see what happens.
They already did it not recently, but in the past.
I mean, they promoted genocide of Indians back in the day.
Ooh,
before
what about
they were
that?
called Native Americans.
What about that? Convenient, huh?
What are we talking about?
Crazy.
Problems as they arise to protect people as much as possible on both sides. Rather than projecting this kind of new
promote white power again?
If you don't sign up to it immediately.
The second time.
Somebody in chat knows.
Something that's done, you know, and I can guarantee if there are issues where women are feeling uncomfortable because of encroachment on women's only space, I can lug into a brick. He will come in, he will fix whatever needs to be fixed to do that. But it is all about just that non-ideological, solving problems in the simplest and easiest way, not cancelling people, not saying, okay, everything has to be like this. Believe it or not,
I think it radicalizes a lot of people. I think Nick Merckx and J.K. Rowling are two really good examples of that, where a person does something that is slightly off-center of what people expect them to do, And now, like, Anna Kasparian is another example recently where they do something, or Elon Musk, another example. The Sue Grant Studio, yep, another example. I can come up with a lot of these. Somebody steps just a little bit off the path that's given to them, and now suddenly they're a demon. That's it. Cenk Uygur? Yeah, for sure. I've seen people saying the same thing about him recently, actually, like with the recent thing he did. Yeah. And I think that, yeah, it's a huge, huge, huge thing. So let's have Kanye. I mean,
Kanye's just crazy, bro. I mean, let's not lump this situation together with him.
I think he went off that cliff on it. He's in his own world.
Activists who thought the equality bill should be junked entirely. Because
that was a mental health crisis, in my opinion.
And so these are the kind of crazy people.
I don't know if we're going to get together fucking Wheeling Cabins.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I think I want to talk about this because I feel like this is going to be, like, a really big topic for, like, the next probably 5 years.
This damn shit.
It's going to be really, really, really big. It's on a mental breakdown. Yeah, no, I feel bad.
Hold on one second. BRB. All right, I'm back.
For Kanye, I hope he comes back and makes music again. That's good. That's it. And so, yeah. Kanye is delusional. Don't minimize mentally ill people, even if they're famous. Yeah, exactly right. That's probably what it mainly is. He isn't off center. He's in a whole other direction, bro. He's on another planet. But yeah. Anyway, so really, what I think is going to happen is like this is going to continue. This is going to continue getting worse, and it's going to continue getting more extreme. How are you going to test the conflicting information? I mean, you're going to wear a rainbow shirt and hold hands and kiss a guy in public? Oh, when I go to Middle East? No, I just observe, right? Why would I want to go to a country and then intentionally try to antagonize the people there? That's disrespectful.
True.
I don't take my shoes off when I go into my own house. But if somebody asks me to take my shoes off when I go into their house, I do it. That's the way it is. That's common sense. Brave take? Yeah, no, why would I put myself in danger? Of course, it's common sense. Yeah, anybody does this. Yeah, it's basic respect. Yeah, you're not a barbarian. Yeah, exactly. And so, this is what I think.
I was trying to take the Zeppelin because the Zeppelin freaking drops you off closer to where we're actually going. It's just right outside of Org, but it's outside of Org in the direction where the Crocs are. But that wait was not worth it, bro. I ain't just gonna sit there forever. Just go ahead and do this fucking little quick flight, tiny bit longer walk, and we'll get what we need.
never need to be the idiot to test it out. People do it for free. Yeah, exactly, right? And so anyway, this is going to become more and more common as the years go on. And I think that there's a lot of examples of this. Murder's not on par with taking your shoes off. Yeah, so like that's like an emotional blackmail type argument. Like I understand that, like, if you think that you can actually it can be the same thing. It's the same general idea. The problem with me is that my emotional compass does not point north. So you guys have known this. You know, I get myself into a lot of trouble for these reasons. Get into a lot of trouble for this. And so you're not going to catch me in one of these like optical things. I have no problem just saying it. It's not an issue for me. So yeah, too cold? No, it's not even cold. I think it's honestly, I think that I'm the only one who's not cold, honestly. I feel like I'm the only I'm the only person that's like really looking at it from a genuine way. Because I think that really the problem with a lot of people is that they're not willing to look at things in a way that creates friction. And I think that,
well, people don't want to think about things that make them uncomfortable, much less communicate about it. That's really what the thing he's addressing by saying what he's saying, and that's, I think, the better way to say it, in my opinion.
The result of that is that they end up hurting other people. That's really what I think it is more than anything else. People who are emotionally clouded, yeah. And I feel like in a lot of cases, I'm like not emotionally clouded enough. Like I made a mistake recently with like talking to like somebody I knew, and I made somebody very uncomfortable. I said something I shouldn't have said, and it did not even occur to me that it was the wrong thing to do or say. I knew it. Yeah, no, it did not even occur to me. Like, I could not even imagine it being a problem. Was it a girl? Of course
it was.
Yeah, obviously, right? Like, somebody's getting mad at me? Yeah, it's a girl. For fucking sure. Like, duh. Like, yeah, absolutely. I'll be right back. No, I apologize. I was like, it's not, you know, I was wrong. That's just the way. That's why we never leave that. See? That's why you don't talk to them, boys. I'll be right back.
Based. All right, boys. All right. Go kill a few Crockless and finish rounding out our cooking. Our freaking enchanting and tailoring to be a lot further too right now, except that we've not been getting much wool. We haven't been grinding a whole lot of wool yet. So we'll get a fuck ton when we go to Hillsbrad. Hillsbrad's wool rich as it gets. I did not think that, like, I was not trying to make a rhyme there. It was unplanned. But I like it. We successfully threaded that needle. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
I can't cast that yet.
We doing it. Doing it and 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 doing it.
That's still recharging.
These crocodiles are at the river. Quick, boys. To the river. To the river. Let's watch some Berserk content. How about that? Does that sound good? I think that sounds good.
Naked man standing there.
What? Play from the beginning. What the hell was this?
The first time Guts and Zod encounter one another in the manga is something out of a horror movie. We know Guts to be strong, but at this point in his life, he had never seen something like an apostle or anything close to Zod's strength. Walking through the corridors of the compound and seeing his fellow soldiers not just dead, but absolutely massacred like a goddamn cannon went off in here, it was the stuff of nightmares. And yet, even still, Guts continued forward and did not retreat. He saw this gigantic and, naked man standing there holding multiple corpses of the Hawk soldiers, and it was here that Guts and Zod first met one another. Guts and Zod have fought each other a handful of times in the manga, but unlike these Zod versus Skull Knight encounters that seem to always end in a draw, every single fight between Guts and Zod is different, and it progresses their dynamic in a different way. And if you look at the evolution of their fights from the first to their most recent, I feel like there is a connected through line that might give us an idea as to where their relationship will ultimately end up. Both Zod and Guts are extremely powerful warriors that have based their life on combat and the sword. In fact, if you look at Guts' character, and especially in the early stages of the Golden Age arc when they first met, but also even in the Black Swordsman arc that was shown in the story before this, Zod is a definitive parallel to Guts, or perhaps even a cautionary tale. Zod is what has become of a man who has spent his entire life basing everything on battle, strength, and prowess, or even simpler than that, just survival. The same way that Guts has to constantly fight for his life and was never close to anyone. A lone wanderer just surviving day to day. No long-term goals or dreams to accomplish. His only mission was to stay alive. And to be fair, it was that mindset that allowed him to push as far as he had in life. But Guts does manage to develop beyond this over time. He grows an attachment to the Band of the Hawk, to the people that he can rely on and trust and whom look up to him as their unit commander.
What the hell was
and
this?
Of course, later on, Guts will grow loyalty and love to Casca and vice versa. Guts finds humanity in being able to experience things that we're living for, other than just to live. But what if he hadn't? If Guts had stayed in only an isolated, rage-like state, he would perhaps not be that different than Zod himself, other than
we're not dropping a lot of meat. Really goddamn
Many
meat, boy.
characters in Berserk go down extremely dark paths, submitting to their darkest and most evil tendencies, and throwing away what matters to them most. Zod serves as a look as to what Guts would be like if he were to find himself with a Beylit and make that sacrifice. We don't know exactly what it was that Zod sacrificed, but I would imagine it was something similar to Guts. A close-knit group of comrades, a friend, or maybe even a lover. Trading it all in for absolute strength and to be on the battlefield forever, never having to think beyond the current moment of swinging your sword. The first encounter with Zod, in a way, is Guts looking at a potential future. It's the mad dog coming face to face with itself. What is this monstrosity? It's a reflection of a possible fate. But there's much more to it than that as well. The very first time Guts and Zod fight, Zod is way more powerful than Guts is. And yet it is Guts' indomitable will to keep fighting that allows him to actually land a blow on Zod, to be the first human in years to be able to wound him. And thus Zod honors him with his transformation, showcasing what he truly is and sending fear all through Guts' body. Zod's apostle form is just a powerhouse, showcasing what he stands for. Absolute strength. A classic Minotaur-like design, gigantic, muscle-bound, and also looking a little bit like a kitty cat. Meow.
Like a kitty cat.
Though this isn't
Yeah, he does have the
confirmed,
mouth
I've always
of
viewed
like a
that the
lion
apostle
almost.
forms are the representation of that specific
tiger?
person's inner darkness. Zod's beast of darkness
Panther?
that would have been inside him as
Panther.
a human manifested in this look. Similarly, if Guts had made an apostle transformation, I would imagine that he would look very similar to his inner beast of darkness, that mad dog. But of course, their first battle ends with Griffith showing up with reinforcements, and with their combined efforts, both Guts and Griffith are able to get some slices out of good old Zoddy Boy, and this is where the plot thickens. There are two humans here that can harm him. Curious to where this could lead, and then seeing the crimson bayonet around Griffith's neck, Zod departs, willing to allow causality to do its thing and wait for his future encounters with both of them. By the next time that Guts and Zod meet one another, a lot in the story has changed, and I mean when they are actually face to face and both conscious and ready to battle. Zod, value and strength absolute, vows his loyalty to Griffith after Griffith ascends to the God Hand and rips off one of Zod's perfectly symmetrical horns that I miss to this day. So when Zod and Guts have their second battle on the Hill of Swords, the dynamics have drastically shifted. Now Guts is no longer under Griffith's command, but Zod is.
So when does that happen? I don't remember how he loses the freaking horn.
His loyalty to Griffith after Griffith ascends to the God Hand and rips off one of Zod's perfectly symmetrical horns that I miss to this day. So when Zod and Guts have their second battle on the Hill of Swords, the dynamics have drastically shifted. Now Guts is no longer under Griffith's command, but Zod is. They switch positions as his right-hand man, but also Guts has much more experience and has, despite losing an eye and an arm, become much stronger. Now Guts is going toe-to-toe with Zod in his human form, keeping up with his speed and his force. Now when Zod transforms, it is not as a tribute, but because he needs to transform in order to truly enjoy this fight. Guts has advanced to be able to face Zod at that transformed state, showcasing Guts' evolution as a character, but also the fine line to how close he is becoming like Zod, but without that sacrifice, without giving his humanity, and without denying his attachments to those he cares about, like Cassio. And it's definitely true that Zod still had the upper hand in this fight, and probably would have won if Griffith didn't call him off to leave, but it was still a night and day difference from their first battle. Now, this next encounter was not actually a fight, but a team-up, and this is very important.
The team-up fight too, but that last showdown that we got between them, thick-ass fight, bro. One of the best.
And for the progression of the Guts and Zod scenes in the story. Guts finds himself up against Ganishka, whose apostle form is a giant mass of smoke and mist, which is impossible to physically damage. As Zod shows up with Griffith's army, even he can't do anything against Ganishka alone. But there is a way, if they work together. And here's where it gets interesting. You see how the first time Guts works for Griffith, Zod is stronger than them both. Second time, Zod works for Griffith, Guts is almost even with him. And now this time, it's fair to say that Guts and Zod are even, and it's them together. Not against Griffith, no, but up against an almost equally terrifying force. Guts and Zod use their combined efforts to slice through Ganishka and use Guts' Dragon Slayer, which now has the ability to harm on an astral and physical level, and they actually are able to do significant damage to Ganishka. And after this moment, Zod respects Guts enough to not try to attack him, but to actually allow him to leave. So what I'm getting at is this shifting sides and the shifting of the power dynamics. First, it was Zod against the two, then Zod against one, then Zod with Guts as equals. Soon, Guts is going to surpass Zod. And what did Zod do when Griffith showed up and showed his power over him? And I'm not saying that Zod will just abandon Griffith only because Guts is strong. After all, Griffith will still be stronger than Guts by a mile in comparison. But what I am saying is that the transition and progression of our duels is leading me to think that this was only the first of their team efforts. Zod has a lot more in common with Guts, and if there was a good enough reason, Zod has enough agency within himself to decide to align with whoever he wants to. We've seen apostles defy the God Hand before, and all we need is that little reason. And whatever that reason is, it will be exemplified by the fact that Guts will finally be able to defeat Zod. And the most recent time, as of making of this video, is when we saw Guts and Zod fight at Zod's arrival on Elfhelm. And though this battle doesn't progress much of what I was talking about, we should also take note that this is motherfucking Zod we are talking about, and Guts evades a few attacks of him very easily, and then zips right past him in order to attack Griffith. In other words, Guts wasn't even viewing Zod as a priority. He just got around him and without the use of the Berserker armor. So it's definitely not a victory, but I do think it can still be used as a clue to their eventual fate together. Guts will defeat him, and Zod will team up with Guts once more. And symbolism-wise, I think it will be reminiscent of Guts defeating him while holding on to his humanity, while still having love and loyalty to his group, without making sacrifices, and he will rise to Zod's level without ever having to become what Zod is. By the end of the series, Guts might have Zod sweating bullets in fear, very similar to how they first met, but the situation reversed. Possibly,
I doubt
but
we'll
only
go
time
that
will
far.
tell. So you guys let me know what you think about the symbolism and progression of the Guts versus Zod confrontations in the manga. Do you think it means that it is leading towards something like I do, or is this just another wild tinfoil hat theory? Let me know in the comments below, and also don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't so far, because once I hit 100,000 subscribers, well, if I do by the end of the year, you are all invited to my pizza party, and I promise it's going to be a great sacrifice. I mean, it's going to be a great event that you won't ever forget.
Tailoring? There's a tailoring
One of the biggest
device?
mysteries and ongoing
That's still recharging.
Oh, why is it so much to ask for to have basic resources in major hubs, bro? I don't understand why they have to be such a bitch about it. Fuck this goddamn game design. Bruh. Whatever, man. Whatever, man! Fuck. Should've just bought the shit before I left fucking Thunderbluff. God damn it! Didn't think about it, man. And we're still not getting any freaking Wailing Caverns shit.
We're gonna watch this one first, though. Apparently, 2 individuals have made a video about me. They've spelled my name wrong in the video title. Stilovsky and G9 destroy Asmond Golds. Take on Elden Ring PvP. Oh my fucking god.
Today, Stilovsky and I will be reacting to Asmongold's latest take on the Elden Ring PvP support. Let's just jump straight into it. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's just watch it.
Okay.
I find it humorous that in the latest official Elden Ring tournament, a long list of banned weaponry and spells was necessary to maintain some semblance of fair PvP combat. This is not good.
That's not why they were banned. So the reason why you ban weapons is actually to create diversity.
Do you want to pause there?
I want to.
Yeah, go. Okay. I know you want to put something in there.
So, the tournament that we currently see, or like the rule set that we currently see, is for the Twitch Rivals tournament. The second one, and
that's the one XQC uninstalled the game for, right? Yeah. Okay.
To make things clear, this rule set wasn't updated for like half a year. So the rules are as outdated as it is only possible, and also a lot of them basically makes no sense at all. So this is very bad example, and this is both like a bad example on the source material, in the meaning that the person that created the original video, and of course Asmongold couldn't know that. His theory is somewhat correct. Sometimes the tournament hosts make the rule set for the sake of to create certain environment, for example, to eliminate the overpowered stuff and so on. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. Okay, so I was right.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is not the case. Here it is just Twitch rivals being incompetent. That's
and I think that's very fair. You know, if I was wrong on this contextually around that specific example of Twitch rivals, in no way, shape, or form does that mean that every single time that an organization takes any weapon off, it's a good decision. But I'm saying that categorically, removing weapons from the tournament rules is not a bad idea.
That's basically it.
Okay.
Yeah, the rule set was basically outdated from like 2 or 3 patches ago.
And they fucked up.
Have you seen the Twitch rivals? Like,
yeah, I did. A little bit. No, I've watched like some of the last day.
Anyway, you can continue, yeah?
Okay.
Yep, let's keep going.
Something that is so powerful and so overpowered and good, then that's going to completely dominate the entire like competition. So you have to ban like the top 5 meta things if you want to have a competition that isn't just of those top 5 meta things.
I mean,
like my staff, yeah, because
that's a logical point. I mean, he's kind of right on that. Like,
I totally was right. I agree with myself. I think I was right too.
He's good at patting himself on the back.
Yeah, I was completely right. Absolutely, so true.
An extent, but
So true.
I mean, it depends on what people are
What
looking
you're
for, and
looking
that's
for.
not necessarily
Only
like
person I know that
always a
choose
good thing.
himself.
Like, it just depends on what the.
That's also fair for him
Be
to say
good.
that like some people just want to have a no rules tournament. Totally fine.
Tournament hosts are looking for, but let's
Yeah.
keep going. I don't think that's the important point here.
I'm just gonna add that when you are going to ban certain OP, then you are going to enable different OP. Like
Yeah, exactly.
There is
That is true. That's a good point. Usually there are certain outliers. Like for example, there's like you can have like equivalent balance
These
between
back so I can
this
cook right
happens
at
in
where I
WoW
go
a lot,
to do my fishing
where like
at.
you have one class that's like performing 10% better than the other classes, but then between the next 10 classes, there's only a 10% differential in total. So it's like, yes, that's true, but it's not about whether something is going to be the best, because there's always going to be people are always going to find a way for there to be something that is the best. Like, this is always what happens. However, it's really the difference between what the best is and what the second best is.
always meta within meta always happens. So yeah.
Yeah, because everybody will use it. Exactly. Because the reason why Rivers of Blood, everybody uses it, is because it's really good.
No
it's
shit.
Like insanely fucking good.
Rivers is really good, man. But here's the thing. Keep going. I want to go back to this.
I think this is a joke about the fact that they nerfed the weapon, and then they had to, I think, unnerf it or something. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't keep up with every single good weapon, but whenever you think overpowered PvP weapons in Elden Ring, the first two you're going to think of are Rivers of Blood and Moonveil Katana. Because whenever the game came out, those were the two most overpowered weapons that everybody used. So whenever I'm talking about that, my goal is to communicate an idea, not necessarily be completely accurate, like at the moment that I record the video.
But after the other part.
Maybe just rebalance them? I mean, it's easy to say, but
You
the
got
truth
one.
is
We
that
need 4 more.
I don't think that Elden Ring really should.
Bristle whisker.
It's not a PvP game.
So don't rebalance
Okay, now they're upset. Here we go.
weapons or anything because it's not a PvP game, bro.
Yeah. Can we get rid of stupid myth of PvE game, PvP game, and so on? Every single update, every single patch of Elden Ring, and every single other Souls game ever was mostly PvP focused. These games are as much of a PvE games as much as they are the PvP games.
What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Let's see. First playthrough, rune level 1. I don't know what
This is actually good. This is an own. This is actually an own. Everybody that's streaming is doing PvE. If PvP was big, then that's what we would be seeing in the streams. I think he's right here. I think he's actually killing them at this point.
this guy's doing. It's in another language. PvE. All this, I'm pretty sure, is PvE as well. I think this is kind of a weird point to say that Elden Ring is just as much of a PvP game as a PvE game. I would argue that Elden Ring is 95% a PvE game. Here's
Two more to go, boys. Two more to go.
If you took the PvE content out of Elden Ring, nobody would have really played the game or bought the game. But if you take the PvP content out of Elden Ring, it wouldn't have affected the game sales hardly at all.
True.
I don't even know how this is a conversation.
True.
It's just that PvP in these games is not very good from the technical level standpoint. Like, you know.
Exactly, and that's always been the problem with Dark Souls PvP. The problem with the game is that the netcode and the lag. That's why it's never going to be a big and good PvP game. I don't think that there's anything else really holding it back as much as that.
No, definitely.
It's a laggy game. Nobody wants to play a game.
It is by far. It's by far its biggest issue is exactly what he's saying. Is the the networking between opponents doesn't work all that well. It's definitely by far the biggest problem. But I also personally just think that the design of the PvP isn't that interesting, man. It really doesn't make for super entertaining fights, at least in terms of watching them, in my opinion.
Game that you have to hit somebody halfway through a roll, so by the time that your attack lands on their PC, it deals damage to them. Nobody wants to do this.
Oh, you have studios that doing
We get
better.
to 4, and then RNG just like,
multiplayer
hey, you could sit at 4 or 5
I think
for
that if Elden
the
Ring
hottest of
had,
minutes now.
Theoretically, in like a perfect world, whenever Elden Ring had frame perfect, pixel perfect, 0 MS PvP, I think that you could make an argument that the PvP should be a much bigger part of the game, absolutely. But it doesn't. And it's not even close.
But it doesn't mean that Elden Ring is PvE game.
It is.
It is true that most people play these games for PvE.
Well, like how many people? Like what's the
If you're saying it's most people play it for PvE, then there you go. I mean, what are we talking about here?
Like, I would say, like,
Fine.
95%
About to
of
be
people
done,
play
boys.
these games for the PvE.
But yeah, like I absolutely disagree with the statement to say that PvE like is something super main and PvP just doesn't matter. It's like, you know.
I don't think PvP doesn't matter, but I think if a change happens in the game that is meant to be beneficial for PvP, and it's also taking away from the PvE aspect of the game,
That would obviously be a horrible decision. Yeah.
I don't
'Cause
think
it
that
is mainly a PvE
can
game.
be improved, and I hope that it is improved. But I think that Elden Ring is fundamentally a PvE game. Most people play it for PvE reasons. Any metric that you could possibly use will indicate that. And yes, of course they rebalance the weapons for PvP. Absolutely. But they rebalance the weapons in Elden Ring. The balancing for Elden Ring weapons is different for PvP and PvE. So I don't care if they rebalance weapons for PvP. It doesn't really matter to me. Because I'm never going to do that unless I do the PvP content. Elden Ring PvP is like PoE PvP. Who cares? It's there to play or don't? Yeah, exactly. I think these people are probably taking issue.
I would say that PoE PvP is an even smaller, even less important thing than in Elden Ring. Which is saying something, because I really don't think it matters much in Elden Ring. Like it's small niche community of people that have any real investment into Elden Ring PvP. But it's an even smaller, more niche group that's invested in PoE PvP.
With this because their entire channel is probably dedicated to Elden Ring PvP.
It's just
Good to meet you.
it sometimes feel like it is just slapped on. It is true, but it is mostly because From Software as a studio has the overall business plan focused around kind of reusing their resources.
Now
so,
we
like,
get a launch on
we can
actually
also see
release.
it in the
That's
PvP.
So
crazy.
the reason why PvP is tacked on is because From Software's business plan, like, well, maybe it is because of their business plan, and the business plan is to make content that's appealing to a wide audience of people, and laggy PvP that's basically fucking unfair is not that.
Yeah, like you have constantly.
We had 8, and we got 3 when we were trying to do it earlier. We actually needed to get a rank out of it, and then we had 6, and we got 0. No, wait, sorry, we only have 4. But still, we had 4. So 8 gave us 3. Half that would be 1.5, since 4 is half of 8, and we had 4 earlier. So that would mean you should get at least 1. No, we did not get 1. We got 0. I got played, bro. Fuck this goddamn RNG, this bullshit. If you don't want your own spices that you sell me, then you're a fucking whore.
Stay away from them.
Excuse my language, but damn.
You meet constantly the same bosses, you have the same animations across the series and so on, and sadly...
This is a value judgment right now, by the way. This has nothing to do with PvP or PvE. This is a value judgment.
In case of PvP, that means that they are constantly introducing essentially the same fundamental system when it comes to the invasions, when it comes to the PvP. That is
I thought it would make it efficient
junky,
today.
let's be honest. It
We
is
made 1 or
junky,
2,
but,
nice. Okay.
But yeah, like
That's
the
why
state.
nobody plays it. It's because it's
Oh,
janky.
shit.
Exactly.
Well, that guy doesn't even teach the creative
Meant
shit.
that, hey, it
That's
is
good
not
cooking.
PvP game.
It's
It
not.
is PvE game and whatever.
It is.
It's just false.
Well,
you can't say false and then have no argument for why it's false. Well, it's just not true. Okay, well then let's look at the metrics on Twitch. Let's look at the amount of people talking about the game. Let's look at how fast it takes to do invasions. Let's look for the people that are talking about the game and PvP inside of the game. Let's look at the viewership for channels creating PvP content versus PvE content. Like, there's a million different ways that you can verify this, and every single way you're not using because you know that every single way proves my point. It's not even close. Yeah, it's like 95%.
to be fair though, about the reusing stuff, every studio does that. It
Yes.
depends to what extent they wanna
The
improve
Erdtree avatars are asylum demons.
upon their last entry, but every studio.
All right. You gotta make a call, boys. I think since we can't get a group together, and I do have a lot to get done tomorrow, I might call stream here. We got at least our 3 hours in, and we're really set up a lot more, much more nicely to have a more entertaining stream tomorrow. I think we just cut it here, and then we'll jump on during prime hours tomorrow and start things off right off the bat with the Wailing Caverns run. I think that's probably a good call to do. We'll pick up back on this 13 minutes into this video. All right. Yeah, with that, I'm not going to sit here and debate about it. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. That's what I feel like doing. That's what I'm going to do. Take it easy, boys. Have a good night.